Okay, welcome to the Wimborne quiz. The quiz is all about rules and regulations, and you can find all the answers within the England boxing rule book, but you're not allowed them open now. They've got to be shut or off the computer, so you're not allowed to be looking at them now. The rules are from the 2019-2020 season. It just disappears. And they're not multiple choice, so you've got to know the answer. You can't just guess. It can't be, well, you can just guess, but you can't guess from a list of options. You just have to come up with the answer. Listen to the questions. Some are straightforward, some are designed not to catch you out so much, but there are clues within the question that can lead you down one way or the other. So listen to the question thoroughly. If you don't, I'll probably repeat the question twice and I'll give you a little bit of time to answer it. If you don't hear the question or you've got a question about the question, either type it into the chat or just wave and I will come to you and unmute you. Does that make sense? Amazing. There's 15 questions, like I think I've already said. We'll do all 15 questions and then we'll mark them at the end. All right? Okay, so we will start, obviously, with question number 1. I'll try and talk nice and slowly. I'll get a bit excited and talk quite quickly, but I'm going to try and talk a little bit slower. So, question number 1. What part of the glove must you land your shot with? What part of the glove must you land your shot with? There's obviously a textbook answer, but as long as your answer kind of represents the same thing, that's fine. Again, if you get any questions, just whack it into the chat down the bottom and I'll be able to see it. Just stick your hand up once you've answered it, then I know everyone's answered it. Yeah, Grace, I don't know what's going on with your screen, mate. Just, there you go. Okay, great. Moving on to question number 2. What is defined as the target area of your opponent? What is defined as the target area on your opponent? So this is obviously going to be more than one word. So just write down. It doesn't have to be word for word textbook answer. As long as it means the same as the answer, that is cool. Any questions, just wave or type into the chat. And then stick your hand out once you're done. Yeah. Cool. Number 3. What is the round duration for an 11-year-old boxing a 10-year-old? What is the round duration for an 11-year-old boxing a 10-year-old? What we'll do is we'll wave at the camera if you've got a question and just stick your hand up if you've finished with your answer. Otherwise, I'm going to get confused. So wave if you want me to. No, I said hand up. Good. So yeah, all hands up. No, not quite. It's cool. Hand up, hand up. Yeah, just keep your hand up if you can. Grace, your hand, is it up? Can't see it. Okay. So, right, yeah, just so it's clear, round duration means how long is each round if an 11-year-old is boxing a 10-year-old. So how long is each round in obviously time if an 11-year-old is boxing a 10-year-old? All hands up? Yeah, hands up, yeah. Okay, cool. Right, moving on to number 4. From what age are you no longer allowed to have a skills bout? At what age are you no longer allowed to have a skills bout? There is a cut-off. England boxing have put in a cut-off. And it's not year of birth, this is actual age. And again, just stick your hand up once you've answered it. Okay, nearly all of you. If there's any questions, let us know. Yeah, okay, amazing. Moving on to question number 5. Name 2 foul shots. So 2 foul shots, 2 shots that are illegal in boxing. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah. So yeah, if you did something in the ring, punch an opponent in 2 ways, the ref might call you up on. Does that make sense? Hands up if you're all done. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, amazing. Leah, have you got a massive pencil, or is it quite close to the camera? Every time you write, it looks like twice the size of you. Okay, right, moving on. Question number 6. What colour gum shield is not permitted? What colour gum shield is not permitted? I won't ask you why, but I just want to know the colour. Yeah, yeah. Is that a Keith, you got a question? Okay, hold on. Yeah, go for it, mate.
Can we just say that she's crossed an answer out? So I don't want to say we'd cross out after, but she's just crossed the answer out and put a different one.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. No worries.
Don't want to think we're cheating.
All right. Thanks for that. Thanks for your honesty. Okay, is that all hands up everywhere? Yeah. Sweet. Number 7. Right, this is a bit of a longer question. Listen to it carefully. If 3 judges have all scored the bout 2 rounds to 1 in favour of the red corner, has the red corner won by split decision or unanimous decision? So this is a multiple choice one. One more time. If 3 judges, so there's only 3 judges, so if all 3 judges have all scored the bout 2 rounds to 1 in favour of the red corner, has the red corner won by split decision or unanimous decision? Quite a tricky one, this, but it's a good one. I think a lot of coaches could do with answering some of these questions. Yeah, hands up if you're done. So yeah. And yes, great. Number 8. If there's any questions after, just make a note of the question, and then at the end of the quiz, I'll take any other questions anyway. Here we go, number 8 then. What is the duration of a skills bout for a 14-year-old v a 14-year-old? What is the duration of a skills bout for a 14-year-old v 14-year-old? So how long is each round in a skills bout if you've got 2 14-year-old boxers boxing each other? So let's say they're juniors, 2 junior boxers boxing each other, but it's a skills bout. How long are the rounds that they do? I'll say some of these are a little bit more trickier, but I say it gives you an indication of what you may want to go away and have a look up on. So Grace, you're done, I believe, yeah. Hands up if you're done then. Grace, okay, amazing. There's only 15 questions, like I say. We're on number 9. What glove size does a school boxer wear? So what's the weight of the glove that you'll wear if you're a schoolboy or schoolgirl boxer? Done. And then hands up once you've answered that. Yeah, hands up, you've done. Yeah, Leah, yeah, done. Yeah, Greg's done. And cool. Okay, number 10. In what category does a male boxer compete without a headguard? So rather than age, it's their actual category. So because age is a little bit, you can be a certain age and have to wear one, and you can be a certain age and not have to wear one. So in what category does a male boxer compete without a headguard? So by category, I mean obviously your schoolboy, schoolgirl category, you have youths, etc., etc., etc. So what category does a male take the headguard off? And then hands up once you answered the question. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no worries. Okay, 2 seconds. Okay, so that was number 10, nearly the end already. Number 11. What is the maximum age difference between two boxers allowed for a skills bout? What is the maximum age difference for two boxers allowed in a skills bout? Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah, good. Hands up when you're done. Yeah, 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 yeah. Awesome. Right. Number 12. Again, about school boxers. As a school, this is quite good actually. As a schools boxer, how many counts in a round are you allowed before the bout is terminated or basically stopped? So how many counts, so like 8 counts, are you allowed in a round before the referee will stop the bout? Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone done? Not quite as cool. Yeah. And yeah, amazing. Right, 3 to go. There's a couple of these quite hard. This time, as a youth boxer, how many counts are allowed in a whole contest before the contest or the bout is stopped? So as a youth boxer, how many counts are allowed before the referee stops the bout? So in a whole contest, not just one round. And it's a youth boxer. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And there's 3 done. Kicks, Jay, you all done? Where's Kiki gone? Okay. So we are on to the last 2 questions. What is the maximum age difference you can have when matching junior boxers? What is the maximum age difference you can have when matching junior boxers? I say some of these questions you don't really need to know as a boxer, but I think the more you know, the better. So yeah, the last 3 or 4 are quite tough, these ones. Hands up once you're done. Okay, last question then. Again, listen to the question. What glove size does a senior 69 kilogram male wear? What glove size does a senior 69 kilogram male wear? That is the last question. I'm going to unmute you all in a second. Once you've all stuck your hands up. So stick around once you're done. Yeah. 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 Okay. I'll unmute you in a second. In fact, do you know what? First of all, before I unmute you all, any questions about the quiz? Or any questions? Grace, you want me to unmute you? All right, Grace, you're unmuted.
I barely did not understand anything about that because I don't know anything. So don't.
That's all right. That's the good thing about it. That's the good thing about this. It's you'll learn by just these questions. Right, I'm going to you. Right, 2 secs. Yeah, go for it. Keep
on number 10.
Yeah.
You said the category.
Yeah.
We were confused. What does that mean? Like junior, youth, and senior?
Yeah.
Okay, we've got 2 crosses there. And then we've got one on the end.
Okay. Have you got an answer for it?
Yeah.
All right, amazing. Okay, that's cool. Any more? Just before we go on to the answers, how many glove sizes are there in amateur boxing that you compete in? How many different glove sizes that you to actually compete in? And what? Oh, that's an interesting one. Yeah, there's for girls is really easy. From when you start to when you end, doesn't matter what age, what weight, you will always box in 10-ounce gloves. Always. So that's easy enough for you to remember. You're always going to box in 10-ounce gloves. For lads, you will box in 10-ounce gloves. Not that there's any lads here. You will box in 10-ounce gloves all the way through, again, unless, this kind of answers a question, unless you box heavier than 64 kilos. If you're heavier than 64 kilos, as a senior, you then box in 12-ounce. That's it. So the only time, don't start changing your answers now, the only time you will ever box in anything other than 12-ounce gloves is if you're a male and you're heavier than 64 kilos. But there's only 2 glove sizes in the whole of amateur boxing. And you lot don't have to worry about it because you're always going to be in 10-ounce gloves and head guards. All right, don't change your answers. Okay, right. Shall I do this muted or shall I do it unmuted? I'm going to unmute you. Stick your hands up if you want to be unmuted. So we're going to do, so I think the general consensus is muted then. Yeah, no one's, everyone's sat on a fence. Okay, right. If you get any questions about the answers, or you're not sure whether yours deserves a point or not, then let me know. It is pretty. I'll let you know if there's 2 points for any. Well, there is a couple. There's 2 points. Otherwise, it's a point each. So, what? Do you know? Oh, sorry, no, I'll answer them. What part of the glove must you land your shot with? Words to this effect: the knuckle part of the glove. So, has anyone got anything slightly different they want checked? Okay, yeah, Grace.
I put knuckle/fist.
Yeah, perfect. That's you got a point for that. No worries. Anyone? Yeah. Go for it. Hold on, I'm just going to mute Grace.
I put front of the.
Show me where the front of the glove is on your hand. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll give it to you, but they will look for knuckle or knuckle part is basically the word they're looking for. But I'll be kind. We'll give it to you, front part of the glove. But if you start hitting me out with that part of the glove, here's a glove I found earlier. If you start hitting with that part of the glove, you're going to start getting told off. All right, it's got to be that part of the glove. All right, sounds good. Okay, cool. Let's mute. Mute. Okay, right. Number 3. What is the round duration for an 11-year-old boxing a 10-year-old? 2. Are you on? Hold on. Oh, we're on 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say no. It's not 2 minutes. Oh, my bad. Well, everyone's just really happy. Right. Question number 2. What is defined as the target area? I'm going to give you 2 points for this. All right. So the front and side of the head and body, so from either side, and above the belt. So anything similar to that. And if you said head and body, you can have half a point. But ideally, it should be the front part, from ear to ear, or the sides, either side of the head, the sides of the body. Grace, is that a question? Yeah. Go for it.
I put head and body at the front.
Okay, yeah, because you said at the front, you can. That's a point.
Okay.
It's 1 point for mentioning head body. It's half a point for mentioning head and body. It's a point for mentioning head and body, like the front. And it's a point for above the belt. So maximum 2 points. Does that make sense? Any questions on that one? Okay, cool. Now we'll go on to number 3. What is the round duration for a 11-year-old boxing a 10-year-old? 1 minute. 1 minute. Because if there's a 10-year-old involved in any bout, it has to be a minute. It will always go to the youngest person. If you've got a junior boxing a schools, as long as there's the right gap, then that will be 1.5 minutes. Even though juniors box 2 minutes, it will always go on the youngest person. All right, so 11 versus 10, 10-year-olds box 1 minute rounds. Happy with that? 3 1-minute rounds. Cool. Number 4, from what age are you no longer allowed to have a skills bout? The minute you turn 16. So as soon as you turn 16, you're not allowed any more skill bouts. To be fair, they did change that mid-season for about a week or 2, and it caused carnage. They may still change it for next season, but as of today, the age is 16. All right. Number 5. Right, this is worth 2 points. Name 2 foul shots. So you can have below the belt. That's a foul shot. You can have back of the back of the head, or the back. That's a point. And slapping. So using that part of the glove. That's a foul shot. So a slap. Anyone got anything different? Anyone got any questions? Yeah, I thought so. Hold on. I thought I could see you mouthing something. Yeah, go on, Grace.
How many points in total then?
2 points in total.
So I just got under the belt and behind the head. So how many do I have?
That's 2 points.
Okay.
Yeah, nice one. Keeks, are you waving or TikToking? Go on, mate.
We put the chest.
Yeah, and you put leg.
Oh, yeah. No, you said to put leg.
I don't know.
Right, so chest.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's a legal shot. You're allowed him in the chest. Leg, did you say?
Yeah.
Technically, I guess I can give you a
That's
point.
below the belt, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the words we're looking for below the belt, I mean, you can start naming all the body parts below the belt and we'd be here all day, but below the belt would summarise it just fine. But leg is technically a foul shot, so
Yeah, 1 point.
because I'm feeling kind, we'll give it to you.
Okay, 1 point.
Okay, my throat's going crazy out there. Right, I'm going to mute you again. Moving on. So, what number are we on? Number 6, is that right? I believe so. Okay, yeah, number 6. What coloured gum shield is not permitted? Red or partly red gum shields. Obviously, red's fine is an answer, but red or partly red. Yeah, Grace, did you have a question? Oh,
No.
No worries. Okay, everyone happy with that? Red or partly red? Yeah. Some refs could be really, really strict and I've seen refs have issues with pink gum shields. We've had to change a pink gum shield before. So be aware that they even pink can be a little bit sketchy. So yeah, red or partly red. Here we go. This is a good question. If 3 judges have all scored the bout 2 rounds to 1 in favour of the red corner, has the red corner won by split decision or unanimous decision? The answer is unanimous decision. All right. A lot of people get confused when they hear unanimous. They think that the judges have scored, every judge has scored every round to the same boxer. That's not the case. A unanimous decision is every judge has scored the winner the same, so red corner in this case, but it doesn't necessarily mean that red has won every single round. It just means that they have won out of a 3-round bout, 2 rounds to 1. Okay, so if out of 3 judges, 2 judges had given it to the red corner and 1 judge had given it to a blue corner, that's when it's a split decision. So 2 judges have gone one way and 1 judge has gone other. That's why it's a split decision. Get it? So unanimous decision doesn't mean that it was a complete walkover. It could have meant that all judges scored round 1 to the red, then round 2 to the blue, and then just round 3 to the red. So it could be a real close bout, but you can still have a unanimous decision. All right. Okay, so any questions about that? That's a real good one to know. Sweet. Number 8. What is, are we on number 8? Yeah. What is the duration of a skills bout for 2 junior boxers? What is the duration of a skills bout for 2 junior boxers? Is that the answer, or are we on number 2? I'm getting confused now of all these. So we are on number 8, aren't we? Okay. The clue was, well, I kept saying it, skills bout. Two junior boxers would normally box 2-minute rounds. But in a skills bout, it's 1.5 minutes. You cannot box. No one will box longer than 1.5 minutes in a skill bout. All right, I know that's why it's a trick. It's a tricky question rather than a trick question. But yeah, it doesn't matter what age you are. Obviously, if you're 10, you're boxing 1 minute. Anything older than 10, 1.5 all the way through. All right. Number 9, which I kind of answered earlier, but what glove size does a school boxer wear? Kind of answered it earlier, but 10 ounce. Happy with that? Anyone got anything different? Doesn't matter if you have, you've now learned it's 10 ounce school. Number 10, right, confused a few people maybe. In what category does a male boxer compete without a head guard? Basically when they turn senior. If you put a development elite or elite, that's fine. But yeah, when they turn senior, the reason we don't say when they turn 18 is because depending on when their birthday falls, if the season starts and it's before December and they're 18 before December, then they still wear a head guard until January. That's where it gets a bit confusing. But yes, as soon as they turn into a senior boxer, which would be January, they take the head guard off. And that I've seen that catch a few people out. I've seen 2 seniors boxing with head guards because they didn't realise. I've also seen the opposite, 2 18-year-olds who actually were youths because their birthdays were before December, boxing without head guards. So it's one to be aware of. Not maybe too much for you guys, but at least you know when you get a little bit older. Actually, no, because you're all girls. When do girls take their head guards off? At the moment, they don't. Yeah. Leah, we got a question or an answer?
No.
Okay. Well, you had your hand up. What was it, a question or an answer? You had your hand up for something.
For the head guard, wasn't it?
And what was the answer?
Never.
Never. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, girls never. At the moment, who knows? Like, by the time you're 18, they might have had enough research to decide that they want to take head guards off for girls. Or, the opposite, they might put head guards back on for lads. But at the moment, yeah, girls, you wear head guards and 10 ounce all the way through your careers, unless you go pro. Okay, let me mute you. Right, moving on to what's the max age difference for a skills bout between 2 boxers? It is 12 months. Doesn't matter what age you are, it's 12 months. All right? Okay, last few then. Moving on to number 12. This is quite a good one. In fact, I put this down and I went and spoke to quite a high official this morning to find out exactly the answer because I wasn't entirely sure. But yeah, anyway, moving on. As a schools boxer, how many counts in a round are you allowed before the bout is terminated, before the referee stops? Okay, so yeah, I can see hands up. It is 2 counts. But this is what I wanted a bit of clarity on. Because I didn't know if it was you got 1 8 count, you carried on boxing, you got another 8 count, you carried on boxing, and then if there was to be a 3rd count, they would stop it. That's not how it works. You get an 8 count, you carry on boxing, you then get another 8 count, the ref will stop it after that 8 count. Doesn't matter what you show, if you put your hands up and you're ready to box, doesn't matter. The ref will give you a second 8 count, but will stop the bout anyway. So depending on how you look at it, you only really get 1 count and then it's stopped. But yeah, 2 counts. So 1 count, if you get another one, then the referee will give you the count to 8, but it's going to stop it whatever you do. All right? That's quite a good one to know, especially obviously you're all school boxers. So if you give your boxer a count early, you get him another count and then it's about stopped. Okay, just moving on. So how many in a whole contest then? This isn't actually a question I asked, so I'm just interested. For a schools boxer, if it's two counts in 1 round, how many is it in a whole contest? Anyone know? Anyone want to take a guess? Just show us on your fingers what you think it is. Go on, stick 5, 4, 3, 5. It's 3. It's 3. For a schools boxer, it's 3. So basically you're allowed 1 count every round, and then in the first 2 rounds, and then if you get a count in the 3rd round, obviously they stop it. So you can see how obviously the boxers are quite protected, which is great. It's the idea. It goes up by 1 when you go juniors and youths, and then seniors. It's a little bit more. I think it's 4 counts in 1 round for males and 7 in a whole bout. So that does go up quite a bit. Girls is slightly less. I think it's 3 and 4 or 3 and 5. But it does go up a little bit when you get to seniors. Right, last few. Might have answered the next question. As a youth boxer, how many counts in a whole contest are you allowed before the referee will stop the bout? So I'll just let you know. Actually, it's 4 counts. 4 counts. All right. So you can get 3 counts in a contest, and then you'll get the 4th count will be a count, and then they'll stop it. So it's 4 counts. Right, number 14. What is the maximum age difference you can have when matching 2 junior boxers? The maximum age difference, believe it or not, is 24 months. However, it's 24 months. Coaches have just got to be very, very careful when matching over 12 months. Is that a question, Grace? Yeah, go for it.
I put 1 to 2 years.
1 to 2 years. Yeah. I mean, that is obviously 24 months. So yeah, you can have that 1 to 2 years. Anything over a year or 12 months is it doesn't happen very often. Coaches have to be really careful. Right. Hold on. Unmute. Yeah, go for it, Chloe.
I got a bit confused because Mel went against like a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
I got a bit confused with that, so I put like 20 years. Just a bit out.
Yeah, a little bit out. But
how come that was allowed? How come?
Because she's a senior, isn't she?
Seniors.
Yeah.
Okay.
There isn't
That's
really an age bracket of seniors. Obviously, the coaches speak and you try and match it as carefully as you can. But yeah, only get to seniors. Seniors are seniors, really. Anything when you get to seniors, you can box anyone really at any age, depending on what the coaches decide. Yeah, that was a good old age difference, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, and last but not least, which I've kind of answered already anyway, what glove size does a 69 kilogram senior male wear? And the answer is, which I answered earlier, 12-ounce gloves. Anything over 64 kilos is 12-ounce gloves as a male. All right? Okay, right. That is the end of the quiz. Let's see how you got on. So I'm gonna stop the recording now, and then I'll unmute you all and we'll have a look. All right, so let me stop the recording.